everyone. I was debating on whether or not to do this video because it's a different type of video for me and I'm not usually used to doing YouTube videos about it. But for the sake of trying something new, I'm actually going to talk about this topic. Now, this topic is about relationships. That's something I'm not used to talking about on my YouTube. Okay, so what inspired me to actually talk about this on YouTube? I did a couple of posts recently on my Facebook. You probably can't find them, but I will post screenshots of what I wrote. And it was actually valid points. I sat down, I thought about this stuff. It came to me one day and I just wrote it out. And I shared it and it helped some people and some people caught some things. Also, I saw some things that people were sharing about their relationship experiences. Not only that, I also have a relationship page. I mostly just share quotes on it, but I have been asked for relationship advice before in the past. It still goes on in the present. Randomly, I will have people ask me what they should do, some advice on their situation, and sometimes it does help to have a third party give an outside opinion of a relationship. So not only did other people inspire me to do this, but my page inspired me because of the things I share daily. Also, my life experiences have definitely inspired me to make this. So I'm going to drop some relationship tips, more like red flags of what to look for when having a new relationship, or if you already are in a relationship, things that maybe you should pay attention to. I will say this, I am not a licensed professional. I only have my life experiences and experiences of others. So that is a part of my knowledge. And I also have studied psychology for a few years. I am really big on psychology, but I do not have a degree in it. So my advice is up to you to decide to take or not to take. I am not forcing you to take my advice at all. Okay, so here is the list. Okay, I will be reading this as I go. Okay, so the first list pretty much talks about how you can tell you're not over someone. There's people who might be in relationships not over their ex, or people who are not in relationships that are not over their ex. This pretty much gives you guidelines to let you know if you're really fully ready to move on. Okay, so number one. You're still holding on to their things and telling your partners you forgot you had them, especially items you hide from new partners. Basically, you're holding on to sentimental things from previous partners. There are exceptions to this. If you're holding on to something that you had of someone that you feel or that has passed away, and you're holding on to their items, that's kind of a different context. But I'm talking about holding on to things that you don't really need to be holding on to, like maybe clothes or little things that remind you of them. Things that could possibly cause issues in a new relationship. Okay, not everyone finds this as an issue. Some people do not find this as an issue, so this is just general stuff. Number two, you're not officially separated / divorced, even though you have the financial means to do so. If you're able to do it, you shouldn't be in it. If you're trying to move on to someone new, this is a sign that you're not ready. Unless you cannot financially afford it. That is the key thing there. I don't really see any other reason to be in a relationship like that unless it's financially hard for you to, or you just have a really long divorce or separation. Also, if you just got separated or just filed for divorce, it's probably not the best time to form a relationship with anybody. Number three, you constantly have to yell to the world about how much you're over them, especially if no one asks you. This is usually trying to convince yourself more than others. Number four, you're constantly talking about / thinking about them. Positive or negative, doesn't matter. Now that may be something that's more personal that you might not tell other people, but that is a sign that you're not quite over them if you're always thinking about them. 5. You oftentimes date or flirt with others that look very similar or act very similar to an ex, aka rebounding. No matter how much time has been between it, if you're going for people who are similar to your ex, you may be consciously doing it or subconsciously doing it. Number 6, new relationships are often short-lived and idealistic because they do not live up to the perfect part of the relationship you're not over. Also can be an idealized version of a relationship you're not over. Real issues cannot be faced once the facade falls. Lack of commitment takes place. Number 7 is for people with kids. You're talking beyond civil terms. For example, flirting, dating, sex, bragging about how happy they are. Or you still argue all the time. Number 8, you often find yourself verbally or mentally comparing a new partner with the old one you're not over. This includes physical appearance, personality, or any emotional baggage that an ex left you with. 9, you stalk them online or offline, or have others do it for you. And you still feel strong emotions towards the ex. Example, anger, vengeance, rage, love, heartbreak, hate. Quick blocking. If you're not being harassed by the ex, this is also a sign that the ex still makes you feel strong emotions. Number 11, you move on really fast. This can range from flirting to sex to a new relationship in less than a few days to a few months, depending on the duration of the relationship. This is also another part of denial and trying to convince oneself they have moved on. Number 12, in some cases, you will be attracted to those who are either emotionally or physically unavailable. This is a sign of low self-esteem and lack of self-respect. This is also linked to emotional baggage from a previous relationship. Number 13, and the last sign, the most obvious sign, you're always talking to and hanging out with them in hopes of getting back together or leading them on. The last part has to deal with signs if there isn't real love going on. Now, most people want to think that they're really in love and someone really loves them. If you show some of these signs, at least most of these signs, it's usually not the case. There are things, of course, that can be discussed with a partner, things that you can talk about. But in the case of this, I believe you should possibly pay attention and think about some things. I am in no way telling anyone what to do with their relationship. It's not love if, number 1, they're emotionally, physically, mentally abusive. That is a huge sign, and that's one of the ones I made first because that's a big red flag. Number 2, if they exhibit signs of a narcissist / sociopath / psychopath. That's also a big one, related to number 1. 3, if they use you or take you for granted. 4, if they don't actively use good communication. Good communication will make or break a relationship. This goes for anyone. If the communication's bad, it's not going to last. Number 5, if conflict triggers a negative fight or flight response. Flight meaning immediately wanting to terminate a relationship for any conflicts or stonewalling. Fight, immediate defensiveness, constant arguments, or even abuse and violence. Number 6, manipulation is not love. I repeat, it is not love. Love does not play games. If they're always playing victim, or don't take accountability for anything. Number 7, they cheat or betray you. This includes harmless acts of cheating. 8, your gut or intuition tells you something is off. Intuition is an important tool to have. All too often we ignore it. This is not to be confused with insecurities. Number 9, they are dishonest often or secretive. They don't open up to you because they don't value you. If they constantly sabotage the relationship, this includes self-sabotage, and make no efforts to change it. Number 10, your relationship is secret. Some examples: no dates planned, you never go out, and I'm not talking about because you don't have the financial means. Their family and friends don't know who you are. You appear single online, or they appear single online. If your relationship is objectified, example, they treat you more as an object than a person. Everyone wants to be made to feel special, but no one wants to feel like another trophy on someone's shelf of conquests. Number 11, this is for parents and pet owners. They treat your children or pets bad or neglect them. They show zero interest in having a family or owning pets. This is an important part of your life. It should be an important part of theirs also. 12, if they love bomb. True love takes time and growth. If you don't know what love bombing means, please, I encourage you to look it up. Number 13, if they criticize you or reveal personal information about you behind your back to others. Number 14, if their actions do not match up with their words. Number 15, they insult what you're passionate about. Example, career path, dreams, hobbies, and passions. Not to be confused with constructive criticism. They tease, belittle, or overall don't support you through any mental illnesses, physical disabilities, or diseases. Detachment. They're not over their ex, they're in a relationship or married, they're emotionally or physically unavailable. Thank you, Silkies, for watching. I hope this helps some of you. If you all would like more relationship tips in the future, please leave it down in the comments below. I will also leave a link to my advice page, and hopefully some of the quotes and advice on there will be helpful to some of you. Also, if you're not a patron on my Patreon, please check out my Patreon down in the description below. And also, thanks for watching, and as always, like and subscribe for more videos.